Hey guys, we're still the same day as my introduction actually. When I watched that video back, I realized that it was old news to me, that I know my beliefs. I've defined them over the last 2 months, worked out any details I can think of. I have always believed what I told you previously. I've always known to live a life that I choose, and that's what's most important. And when I watched it back, I was fine with it, whatever. Walking along, I felt like something was missing. Well, if I've already worked out my beliefs, what am I doing? Surely there has to be more, and I know there is. So I realized that I've worked out my beliefs and how I feel about my definition of truth and good and evil, and how I choose to act in my life, and that is the number one priority, I believe. I think that is by far the most important thing to work out. To live your life how you choose. That is number one. And now I realize that I have to focus on myself, to understand myself. So I've written a list somewhere of what I have to do, which I don't know, I've never been one to really do it, but it helps. So yeah, I've realized I have to work on my relationships. Well, they're all good and everything's fine. Like, I'm sick of all this crap about relationships, blah 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 blah. I mean, get over it, just deal with it, do it. This is more understanding who I am. Looking back at my life, realizing my mistakes, why I made them, how I feel about them, and either fixing them or forgiving myself for them. Yeah, I think that's important. I'm going to write a letter to everybody I know. Well, anybody important that's ever been important to me. I wrote one to my mum, and it helps a lot. You see a lot more just to write. Write whatever you think, and you read it back, and you realize a lot of things about your past, about your relationship, and how it's changed you. You do realize a lot. I would advise it, but do what you want. What else do I have to do? And I sort of have to make sure, maintain my beliefs, maintain my way of life as it is, and make sure, go through myself, my previous experiences, what I've recently done, make sure that there's no contradictions, make sure that I am living my life to what I believe, make sure that I don't fear, because fear is something quite horrible in all of us. So I have to cleanse myself of it if I find any left. Of course I'm afraid of things, but I have the capacity to overcome those fears. I've learnt that, and I've taught myself that. Yeah. And then the last thing is learning confidence. No, I'm a very confident person. I don't really give a shit what people think, generally. Just how I am, I suppose. I learnt that fairly young. But complete comfort in any social situation in which I want to be a part of, not just for the sake of it. And so I've found this secluded as I could find part of Williams. Obviously, planes, still not. But I'm going to stay here for 2 nights and just think about it.